Hi there, my name is Travis Thomas, Adult Education Facilitator at Flagler Technical Institute. What we would like to go over today is how to, as a student, be able to sign into and utilize our virtual schooling platform, Blackboard Collaborate Ultra. Now, first, you will see that I do have a headset on, and I want to point out that they are very, very useful in virtual schooling settings because it helps to kind of block out all the noise around you and also gives the ability for you to be able to be heard more clearly in the virtual classroom setup and format. So I do recommend buying one of these if you don't have one already. You can buy one on Amazon, like this uh, model right here is probably only maybe $16. So they are fairly cheap and affordable, and they really, really are helpful in these settings. So I do want to recommend that off the bat. But what we're going to go through next is from beginning to end, how to sign in, how to get into the platform, and then also some of the features of the platform that you may use regularly. So let's get started out by looking at where we would actually go to be able to get into our classroom. So for our adult education students in ESOL and ABE GED classes, we actually have a schedule already created, and there's a couple ways to get to that. You may have already received an email with the schedule, and to the right of the schedule, let me share with you so that you can see what this looks like. So to the right of the schedule, this is the schedule in front of us now. To the right of it here, you do have links. And each one of these links represents the classroom, so the virtual classroom space. So let's say, for example, you were wanting to attend Ms. Regina Winbush's 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. Monday through Thursday ABE class. All you would have to do, as long as you have access to the schedule, is to click on that link next to the ABE only, Monday through Thursday, 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. Regina Winbush. That link right there, you would click on that, and it will take you right to where you need to go, okay? So very, very easy, very convenient to do. Now, there is also another way to be able to do that. So I'm going to show you that as well. So let's say you are a new student and you have not yet gotten that email. What you can actually do is go to our FTI website. So this is fti.flaglerschools.com, which is right up here. And there is in FTI news right here, there is a news item, Adult Education Virtual Learning. When you click read more, you can highlight where it says see our adult education temporary learning schedule here. And when you click on that, it will actually bring up that learning schedule as well. So you will have access to that through our website and that news item on the main page. Okay, so we've talked about how to get there. So what do we do once we get in there? So let's stop sharing for a second. Okay, so what we're going to do next is we're actually going to go into the classroom and take a little bit of a cruise around there and see what there is to see and what functionality you may be able to use within that platform. So here we go. Let's take a look at that. Before we do, I am going to show you a little bit of a video that is posted on the Blackboard Collaborate website in their help function. And we will get to that at the end, exactly how to get there and what to do if you do have any other questions or just want to know a little bit more about the platform. So let's share that video and walk through that very
Blackboard Collaborate with the Ultra Experience is a real-time video conferencing tool that lets you add files, share applications, and use a virtual whiteboard to interact. Let's take a quick tour. You will find the session menu on the left, the Collaborate panel on the right, and audio and video controls at the bottom. First, let's take a look at the session menu. Here, you will find the information to call in on your phone, resources to learn more about using Collaborate, and the option to leave the session. If you are a moderator, you will also have the ability to start and stop session recordings from this menu. Next, let's take a look at the Collaborate panel. Open the My Settings panel to add your profile picture, complete your audio and video setup, and adjust your notification settings. If you are a moderator, you can control session settings by allowing or revoking attendee permissions. On the chat panel, you can chat with everyone in the session, or you can send a private message to another attendee. Additionally, moderators have a dedicated private channel. Next, access the Attendees panel to see who has joined the session. You can detach the Attendees panel to keep it visible at all times. From the Attendee Controls menu, you can send a private message. Additionally, moderators can promote attendees to moderator, presenter, or captioner, mute the attendee, or remove the attendee from the session. From the More Options menu at the top of the list, the moderator can mute all attendees. And finally, on the Share Content panel, moderators and presenters can share a whiteboard, application or screen, and share files. Additionally, moderators can conduct a poll or start breakout groups. When you share content, it will appear in the media space. And finally, at the bottom of the screen, you can set your status, share feedback, toggle your audio and video, and raise your hand. And that's it. You're ready to jump in and start collaborating.
All right, so that video tutorial that Blackboard actually already has put together is very comprehensive. There's a lot of great information in there. But what I'd like to also do is walk you through it from our perspective. So looking at it as a student for FTI. So let's go in there and delve into that. So what we're going to do is we are going to go back to the website. Let's click on this as if we were going to go into a class as a student, and let me zoom in on this a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. So we're going to click on this link right here. So this is going to put us into Ms. Winbush's classroom. So if you were attending 9 a.m. to 12 for ABE, this is exactly what you would be doing. You would put your full name. So for me, it's Travis Thomas. You would put your full name. If your name is Bobby McGee, you would put your entire name in there. So let's do that. There we go. So now what we're going to do is we're going to click Join Session. And when we do that, it's going to bring up the session that we are joining, and then it brings up our landing screen. So this is essentially what you could consider your home base or landing screen. Now, we're going to work from left to right just to go over all the different functions that you have available to you as a participant here. So first, you've got the ability to click on this little open session menu over here on the left. If you want to use your phone for audio, you can click on that, and what it will do is it will give you a dial-in number and a PIN number. If you call that number on your phone and put in that PIN as prompted, you will then be able to talk in the session if you do not have access to computer audio, or if you are having some challenges with computer audio. Now also, there are a couple other options in here that don't really necessarily apply to students. However, this Tell Me About Collaborate will walk you through a little bit of a tutorial on how to do anything that you need to do. And also, when you click on Blackboard Collaborate Help, it will bring you to the help page for Blackboard. So we're going to go to that in a little bit, but just know that that's always there for you. And then at the bottom of that panel is the leave session. So when you are done with your class and are signing out, you would just click on leave session and you would be able to be done. So now let's look at the bottom in the middle here on the bottom. So you'll see my picture. If I actually click on that, it allows me to do a couple different things here. I can actually click that I'm away if I have to take a break from the session for a little bit. Throughout the virtual classroom setting, every once in a while the teacher may opt to give all of the students a break, and during that time they will actually click away, and when they come back from that break, they would actually just click back. So they would click on back and it will show that the instructor's back and ready to go. Also, you can actually display emotional feedback, and you can agree or disagree with questions on here as well. Now, there's also an option to share audio. Since I'm in another, since I'm recording right now, I won't have the capability to do that, but sharing audio within this program is super easy. All you have to do is click that share audio button. A prompt will come up to make sure that your audio is ready to go, and then it will just turn right on and people will be able to hear you. Best practice is if you are not talking, we recommend that you do not have that option enabled until you have something that you would like to say for the good of the class, or if the teacher calls on you, then to click on that share audio. If you do not do that, the audio will be heard, and if you have background noise going on in your home or anything like that, it will actually come through that microphone. So please be aware of that in your interactions with audio. Video share is the next button over. Video share enables you to be able to show your video through your webcam on your laptop or tablet or smart device, whatever you're using. So that is a great tool, and we do recommend that you use it. It kind of brings that feel of the classroom to us here in this virtual setting, where everybody can see everybody and be able to interact in that way as well. The fourth button here is raise hand. Now, when you actually raise your hand, the teacher will see that. So if you have a question, and you want to, if the teacher poses a question and you'd like to answer it, or if you have just a question about something that the teacher is speaking about, you can always raise your hand and the teacher will acknowledge you, and then you can lower your hand after you have had your question answered. Now let's go all the way over to the right, the Open Collaborate panel. So I'm going to click on that here, and there are a couple very important functions over here. The first one is the chat function. So that is the furthest to the left, the little chat bubble. So if you would like to say something, all you need to do is type in what you want to say, hit enter, and there we are. And if you want to put an emoji, there are all kinds of different things here. You can just select one and it will put it in for you, which is awesome. You also have the ability to speak directly to the teacher, which in this case, in this setting will be called the moderator. So if you actually have a question just for the teacher, you can send that to them privately through this chat as well. There will be an option to do that. To be able to view the other attendees, if you click on attendees, you will be able to see who all is in the room. As a student, you are not able to privately chat with other participants, so other students. We've disabled that function so that we can make sure that while you're in this virtual classroom setting, you are focused and paying attention to the lessons. So you do have the ability to communicate with the teacher, but not student to student in this setting. Now, also to point out is the My Settings over here. The one thing that you have the ability to do in this area, which is really neat, is you can actually go here next to where my name is, in this case, Bobby McGee, and click on that, and you can be able to change your picture if you would like to. So that's always another nice little thing, and then it will show up in that thumbnail on the bottom in the middle where mine is showing right here. So that is pretty much everything as far as all the different functions that a student has access to. Now, when you are in here with your teacher, you will see a lot of other great things happening. There's a whiteboard where you can actually all collaborate together, and everybody can be able to write on there and draw on there and share on that whiteboard. Also, the teacher has the ability to show videos, to show websites, what's on their screen, different applications. So there's a lot of great uses for this site. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to back out of this for a second. Okay, so once again, we've gone over all the basic functions of Blackboard. What I do want to show you, though, before we go, is where you can go if you have any other issues or any other questions. So let me share that with you. So if you have any other questions or are still struggling a little bit with any of the functions of Blackboard, you can get to this help menu through Blackboard Collaborate itself. But if you are struggling to get into that, what you can do is you can actually go to this website right here, help.blackboard.com/collaborate/ultra/participant. And by going to this website, you will have access to all of the help that you could ever need as a student logging into the sessions. So the easiest one to look at first would be, how do I get started? So if you're having some issues with just getting going, that tour that we watched to begin with is right there. There's a lot of other great information in here that you can take a look at, which we did go over in the video, but this is a great refresher as well. And it goes a little bit into it more in depth into some of those functions. And also there are just a lot of other great pieces of information here to be able to be explored and utilized. So once again, I do definitely appreciate everyone taking some time to look at this video, especially if you're having some challenges with being able to log in and utilize the virtual schooling platform. Hopefully this video helped you. If you do have any questions or concerns or comments, please shoot me an email. Once again, my name is Travis Thomas. I'm the Adult Education Facilitator at Flagler Technical Institute, and my email is thomast@flaglerschools.com. Once again, that's Thomas T at flaglerschools.com. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed the video and have a wonderful day.